This is Ryan Cantor, a writer for TigerNet and Shaking the Southland. In this video, we're talking about Clemson basketball and the work they have to do if they're going to make the NCAA tournament. Now, it was only 2 weeks ago that they were 10-1 in first place in the ACC. Things were looking great, and Clemson fans were angry that the net rankings didn't have them any higher. But after 3 straight losses, the net rankings seemed like they were onto something. Clemson went on the road, lost to Boston College. Game they got up early, fell behind, battled back, but lost. That's a quad 3 loss. It's not going to look good. They came home, huge game against Miami, lost that, went on the road to UNC, got up early in the game, but blew it and ended up getting blown out. So let's take a look at how the resume stands now. On the left, you can see their wins. These are just the quad 1 and quad 2 wins. A home win against Duke is their marquee victory. A win by 8 points, although it was at home, it was a top 30 team, so that counts as a quad 1 win. Pittsburgh, it was on the road against a top 75 opponent. Although it was only 1 point, it still counts as a quad 1 win. The advanced analytics, of course, will note that it's only by 1 point and graded accordingly. Virginia Tech is interesting. We complain that the net rankings are way too fond of them, have them way too high, and maybe that's because they had such a good year last season and it's still factoring in. But whatever the reason, Clemson's benefiting because the Tigers have 2 wins over Virginia Tech. They went on the road and beat them, which is a quad 1 win. They also have 4 quad 2 wins to just the 1 quad 2 loss. Home game, blowout actually against NC State. They won by 10 plus. The net only considers margins single digits or double, so 10 versus 11 versus 20 is all the same. Clemson's second win over Virginia Tech at home, another really close one, just a 1 point win, which again, the advanced analytics do factor that in, but that's a quad 2 win. And then Penn State was their single feather in their cap for non-conference play, and Wake Forest at home. Yeah, Wake Forest at home was the win. Then you'll see Wake Forest on the losses, Wake Forest on the road. It's interesting, Wake Forest, both of them were blowouts in opposite directions. So Wake Forest on the road, quad 1, but a loss. But let's go back to the top there. On the top right, you see Clemson has 2 bad losses, both quad 4. Neutral site, you see the gray is neutral site, purple is road, and orange is home. Brutal loss to Loyola of Chicago, brutal loss to the Gamecocks, and that Boston College loss, also quad 3 loss. Miami by 4 isn't terrible. It's a quad 2 loss. And the other 3 losses are quad 1, which generally doesn't kill you, but 2 of them were in blowout fashion. So Clemson's resume certainly isn't bad, but it's by no means a slam dunk NCAA tournament resume. 3 good wins, but 3 terrible losses. So they've definitely got some work to do. So let's see what's coming up and what they really need to do to finish. So coming into the season, I said 13-7 in the ACC was probably their ceiling. There's a pretty good shot they're going to beat that. So I underestimated them coming in, and I'm glad that's the case. Now, to make the NCAA tournament, with as poor as their non-conference play has been and as poor as the ACC has done and did in non-conference play and is generally being evaluated by all the metrics, they're going to have to finish pretty strong. And that might even mean they need to go 15-5, which seems crazy, but the ACC is down. Clemson's non-conference resume's weak. So it may take 15-5 or a couple wins in the ACC tournament. So upcoming, they have 2 quad 4 games. Those are absolute must-wins. Clemson has to defend their home court against Florida State. They have to go on the road and beat Louisville. If they drop any of those, they're going to really be in trouble and have to go on quite the win streak. 2 of the biggest games of the year come after that. They'll be at home, a quad 3 game against Syracuse. Syracuse is obviously no pushover. It's a storied program. They're going to have to defend their home court there. If they could win 3 in a row, they've really got a shot to go 15-5. If they could beat NC State, they're battling for a top 4 seed in the ACC, and being a top 4 seed is huge because it gives you a double bye in the ACC tournament. So if they could beat NC State, then they just have to split with Virginia and Notre Dame, and they'll be 15-5, almost certainly a top 4 seed in the ACC tournament, and they'll be competing to win their first ever ACC tournament championship. So the road ahead is not easy, but the path is there. They still control their own destiny. To make the make the NCAA tournament without having to rely on a ACC tournament championship. So there's still a lot of reason to watch, but the path is getting narrower, and Clemson still has work to do.